David Jones here, and today is the day that we finally paint the Top Gun Porta-John. It's been a long time coming. In this video, we're going to show you how we paint a John boat unlike anything you've ever seen before.
What do you think?
It's sexy. This video almost never happened. Biggest nightmare a YouTuber can have, corrupt data. 170 gigs, guys, on an SD card went down the drain. I was able to find a company in Atlanta called Data Savers LLC. A big shout out to Andy at Data Savers LLC. He was able to take that corrupt SD card and actually give me back 3/4 of the footage. Everything in this video I thought was lost, guys. I thought there would not be a video on this boat, and I just wanted to thank him personally. By the way, I'm an idiot because I didn't have anything backed up. You live and you learn. Could have been a lot worse, guys. Hope that you enjoy the video. You've yet to subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel, cousins. Okay, now that I've got the dramatic introduction and thank you out of the way, let's get down to business. Before I show you the step-by-step paint job and the final product, let's take a look at what the boat looked like when I got it and what led us to this point. As you can tell, this 1232 looked like it had been to Hades and back and beat a few times with a baseball bat upon return. No doubt that's why I got this hunk of junk for 150 bucks. So it began. The first task at hand was to fabricate and install a new transom. Next, I installed launch wheels. This enables the boat to be portable and go no trailer. Then we added custom one-off float pods, turning it from a 1232 to a 1248 and adding stability and buoyancy. Next, I ran the interior rail for future framing. Because this attaches through the hole with rivets, I installed first to ensure the rivets got final paint. Otherwise, I'll be drilling through final paint and have unpainted rivets. Moving on to paint prep and then painting my signature shark's teeth. Shark's teeth on, boat primed and wet sanded. The paint we're using doesn't require primer, but I did it for a base coat for the shark's teeth as well as helping find any flaws in the bodywork to ensure that this 12 is as smooth as a bullet. Let's talk about the concept. I painted these World War II Flying Tigers inspired shark's teeth on my previous build, the Top Gun John boat. To carry the theme over to my new build, I wanted to do something similar, but push the envelope. Enter my rendering. Yes, I know I missed my call doing professional renderings, but these are the original images I sent over to Chris to explain the initial concept. We'd paint lines and dots to simulate rivets and seams and distress it to make it battle worn. Speaking of Chris, he's my crazy Cajun redneck friend who helped me with this project. He's also a YouTuber and has 2 awesome channels, ATF Hydrographics and Send It John Boats.
Send it.
Chris hit me back with these paint samples and said, pick your poison. Then it was off to his shop to lay down some paint. Once in the paint booth, first step is to clean every inch of the boat in naphtha. It's a degreaser for surface wax and contaminants. We do this prior to scuffing to not spread any contaminants on the surface to be painted. Once cleaned and wiped down, we then use red Scotch-Brite pads to scuff the surface. This is crucial to give some tooth for the paint to bond to. After that, we go over the entire exterior again in naphtha for a second round of cleaning. Chris gets busy taping off the shark's teeth. I painted these before and not after for two reasons. One, we were not clear coating the teeth with the rest of the boat. I wanted a gloss finish on the shark's teeth and a matte finish on the boat, so it didn't matter if they were painted before or after. Two, and the more important reason, we needed the teeth in place first as a point of reference for the rest of the paint scheme. You'll see more about that in a minute after we paint the black base coat. Let's talk about the equipment used. Chris hydrodips and paints for a living, so his tools are professional grade. He uses Iwata spray guns, and in this video we used one gun for colors, one dedicated for clear coat, and an airbrush gun for accents. The guns are high volume, low pressure. The real breadwinner is his air compressor. It's a 7.5 horsepower, 80 gallon with a 20 gallon reserve with a refrigerated air drying system and 5-stage air filtration system. The paint used is by One Hit Wonder. This paint is formulated to bind directly to aluminum and no primer is needed. Chris has put it through torture tests on his channel and paints guns with it daily. The paint is 1 part paint, which means shake, mix, and spray. First up, black base coat. To give the boat the look of an actual military ship or jet, it would need seams and rivets. To accomplish this, we would tape off anywhere that we wanted a seam or a rivet. We measured everything out and used the shark's teeth up front and float pods out back for our reference points. We used frog tape for the seams and pre-cut vinyl decal dots for the rivets. Now that the black base was done and everything was taped off, it was time to add color in the form of Typhoon Gray. With color on, it was now time to give the battle-worn finish. Chris takes an airbrush gun with black paint and accents around edges, angles, and tape lines. We then took red Scotch-Brite pads and scuffed immediately over the fresh airbrush paint, distressing and blending until we got the desired fatigue. The next step was to remove all of the tape and the vinyl decal dots. This was the moment of truth and gives us our first glimpse of what the final product would look like. After tape removal, we cleaned the boat a final time in preparation for clear coat. We use One Hit Wonder clear coat, which is a 2-part 2K urethane. Part 1 is clear coat with flattening agent built in. Part 2 is a hardening agent or activator. The matte clear has UV inhibitors to keep the color vibrant for years to come. Dude, this thing looks unreal. So what's next on this 12-foot weapon? A 2-part epoxy bottom coat, a structurally reinforced aluminum floor system, aluminum framing, decking, and hatches. Of course, I'll put my own unique spin on things and sprinkle some highly detailed fabrication throughout the build. Find us on Facebook at Brigade Boats and Instagram at adubjones. And for serious project inquiries, feel free to reach out to me on those platforms. Built for battle, join the brigade.